Hello everyone. Today I wanted to share with you a way for you to take a project task like as if it was at work and think about it critically and show you some ways that if you don't think about the whole process of making a software like the front end and back end, even if you're just a front end developer, like having this knowledge about the how infrastructure works, how the backend works, will help you to think about how the front end should handle this and show you ways that you might create it in a wrong way. So when we're studying and we see like a YouTube clone, it is something that's very helpful when we clone stuff and we learn them, but many times in big projects the architecture will be so different that the code will need to adapt to the architecture and you will need to change the code. So let's say that your company got a new project, and this project basically handles videos. Like users in this platform can upload videos, they can see list of the videos they uploaded, and they can watch the video they uploaded. So basically this. So if a way you would think about doing this, so let's say you're in React, so you will create some inputs over here, like drop your video, and the person will drop the video, and then you will send it to packet. So you'll think easy task, right? So now I'll send it to the backend, and the backend developer, uh, now that's his problem, right? So the way maybe you would think to go and do this, if you don't ask the questions before this, like the right way is to ask how many users do you expect? Uh, how many how many videos, what size the videos are? Do you want to treat the videos before uploading them? Do you want to have for the same video different qualities? So users, video quality. Uh, do you want to treat the video like validate the video, like if it's adult content, eliminate, stuff like that. So do you want to do those stuff, or do you just want to do a self project where you're the only person that's going to use it, and you want to save few videos while you're gaming? So depending on your answer, the the software is going to be different. So here I have a project that I'm going to show you, which is made in Next.js. You can have it's in my GitHub over here, and this is if you wanted to have it for yourself. Why is that? So here we have simple list your movies. You can upload more videos, and here you can see old videos that you uploaded. So you can look at them. Notice how the video didn't upload everything at once. If we come over here, you will actually see it calling the chunks of the video. So over here. So once this chunk is done, it calls more to get more chunks from the video. Content length, so it asks for the length, it sends the range of what it should get. This is the answer actually. So what's happening in here? So let's just upload the video first. So let's this is the same video but better quality, so upload the video, and now we have two videos, and we can watch it over here, and the the video goes on and the chunks come. So what's happening in here? Well, we have this component over here which is called upload video, which is basically a form with the input that accepts MP4 files, and then the upload video button which calls the handle submit function. The handle submit function create a new form data, it appends the file, and then it create this progress bar, and it sends it because it's Next.js. So we have this API folder over here which we can use it to use server side, and it just sends the data over here. So in here we handle this with the upload video stream. So once we get it, we get the request headers, and we put them in the busboy, which is just a lib to handle chunks of videos, and we get the file name from the info, and then we create a path for videos and file name over here. We save it in disk and create a write stream in the file path where we put this stream, a file where we send the file pipe, which is given by the busboy, the stream. And now we just go on and save it, and when it's closed, we give a response. Now, do you see a potential problem with this? The problem is we are saving the videos in disk. So wherever once we host our application, our instance, will it be an EC2 instance for example? If we're going to host it on AWS, so we might use a virtual machine, an EC2 instance. So the space that we can use to store our videos will be the instance storage. And there is a bigger problem in this, because if the instance is shut down, if this instance is shut down, when AWS will boot you a new instance, it doesn't guarantee that you will get the same instance. So it might, now your application is over here, but the storage you used is in this instance, but this instance doesn't exist anymore, so you lost all your videos. So this is a problem over here. Okay, now just so that we show how the videos here are shown, the chunks part, there is another function on our server side which is get video, and it gets the range from the request header range. So in here you can see that there is a range, this range over here. So our request sends the range where it is. So it says that the last byte it was here, and it gets 1 megabyte per request. So if not range, we say that range must be provided, and then we get the video ID from the request query video ID. So here we have the video ID that we're sending, and then we get the video path, and if it doesn't exist, we throw an error. If it exists, then we get chunks of the video. Now I will get to this function. The chunk size is 1 megabyte. The range that we're getting is sent by the front end, and for this you can even make it better depending on the user internet connection and the video path. And then we create a read stream. We read our video, and then we send it as we get the data from the read stream, we send it in the response. So this chunk video is just a function that will get the size of our video, and then it will get the chunks from where we last send it to them. So the start, the range of it, and we will get 1 MB. And so we will be always sending 1 MB of chunks. Okay? So this is what's happening in this. Now, you might say, okay, so the problem with the EC2 is that we're storing it over here. So what we can do is save it on an S3 bucket, right? So here, let's do this. So here, let's say, okay, our application will send it to an S3 bucket. Nice. So problem solved. No problem over here. Like even the code will not need to change it a lot. Just in here, when you upload the video, instead of writing it in disk, you send it to S3. But actually, there is a problem with this, because when you host the application, you might not be able to. API gateway doesn't allow you to pass large data. So for huge videos, it will fail in here. It won't get to the EC2 to send it to the S3 bucket. So you might think, well, I don't need the backend. If I just need to save the video, then just send it to the S3 bucket directly. And okay, no problem with this, but how will you send it? Are you going to call the S3, the AWS? Because if it's React, you can't put your credentials in the front end. The credentials, you can't expose them. So you will need to use this pre-signed URL. So what's going to happen is that your front end will need to call the backend, and will say it like, give me, it will say like, give me a pre-signed URL with permission to store data in an S3 bucket. Okay, and then the EC2 instance, like the backend, it can be anything. I'm just using EC2 as an example. It will return the pre-signed URL, which gives it permission. URL can send that, for instance. And then the front end, this front end that has permission, now we can validate this front end over here and do stuff like that, will send the data to the S3 bucket over here, and it will save the data to the S3 bucket, which is just an Amazon storage. Okay, so okay, here we have the storage, and so once the person has the video, he will just send it directly to the storage. You don't need to create a read stream, write stream, just send it to S3. Okay. Now, what if I wanted to validate the videos, create another qualities from them. Like I have it in HD. I want to create lower qualities of the video. So once the S3 bucket receives a video, I can trigger a lambda. I can trigger lambda functions, which is just serverless, the AWS serverless uh, service that they offer, which can use this other service of them, AWS Element Media Convert, which is very pricey, to convert the data. So convert the data, and then, and this is where, and save it to an S3 bucket. And in this S3 bucket, you'll have like 460p, 180, 720, like whatever qualities you want for the same videos, saved in this bucket over here. Now, you see how everything is changing. You can use another AWS service over here to recognize if the video has adult content, a content that you don't want. And then, like, this is, let's say, this is to save the videos, okay? But now we want to read from the videos. And this is a real problem because there is a limit that S3 allows you to access, to hit the S3 bucket and read data from it. And as I told you, with this, we don't want to load the whole video when the person comes in. We want to go in and send it in chunks for him. And this part, so this part will actually continue. So what can we do in here? Well, you have AWS CDN, which is AWS CloudFront. This one. So this is basically a cache that you will allow. So instead of the person hitting the S3 bucket, it will start. You will cache your data in AWS CDN. CloudFront. Do you have the icon over here? And whenever a user, so basically the S3 bucket will be cached in the CloudFront, and then whenever a user needs it, it will be called, and then we will send him the video from here, from the CloudFront. So you see how the architecture for a simple problem goes up. And of course, like, how will you know which video he will want? So you might need an RDS, a database to store the information from the user. But if you're going to hit it a lot, if it's a lot of people hitting it, so maybe the RDS is not efficient. You will need Elasticsearch, which is basically a Redis instance. So basically another cache for the data. And this, what the intention with the video is just when you get a task, don't go and just start doing it because you already did a mock. Like, ask questions. Ask who's going to use it? What is it for? Is it just videos for your company, like your company employees, tutorials, stuff like that? Is it just 5, 10 videos? Or are you building a social media? Okay, so these are all questions that you need to ask and answer to create a big project. I will leave you links in the description that can help.